What's up, guys? It is the Bad Wolf, and welcome to Bad Wolf Unrestricted. Don't mind the little title down there. I just didn't change it. Anyway, guys, this video goes out to all of the women, girls, hoes, low-level prosties, interested individuals who want to know really, really, really why guys are not approaching women, females, girls, ladies as much as they used to. This is going to be the complete breakdown. So feel free to share this video. I was born in the storm, so I can take it. All right. And I also personally don't really care if people don't like what I have to say. I don't care if guys don't like what I'm sharing. You may disagree with what I'm stating. That's fine. I don't care if the ladies, the females out there, the individuals who are damaged have a certain je ne sais quoi about what I'm saying. This is the truth from somebody who has been out there, lived a semi-player life, did all of that. I was out in the streets. I was outside, whatever you want to call it. And I used to hang out with 80 to 100 people on average. I was my crew everywhere we went. Okay. So I've been there and done a lot of that. With that being said, let's get into it. We're going to break down every angle, everything. Some guys don't think this in depth, but this is everything across the board that I know about. So let's start with everything. So here we are. We're going to start before we even get to you as a female. We have to go to the from the beginning. Like I told you, this is going to be a very in-depth video. For guys, and we're talking about good guys, not the hoe bags, not the fuck boys, not any of that. Okay. As an average guy, the average guy is raised to believe that women can do no wrong. Because usually they're raised by females, and usually those females are single mothers. This is where the problem starts. Some people would say, well, what about you and your mom? You probably were raised by, I was. And that's why I know. I grew up very soft and thinking all girls were just magic and wonderful and perfect. And anything that went wrong had to be me, of course. Eh. God rest my mom's soul. She did a great job, but she also kept it kind of real, but not 100%. So without a father there to balance out what's real from what's bullshit, understand this. Males are logical with moments of emotion. Females are emotional with moments of logic. A male will live his life going, okay, there's a structure in place. I'm right here on that level. I know what I can do. I know what I'm working with. I know how smart I am. Okay, with that being said, let's go forward. Then let's say he's with a female and she cheats on him and he gets to his point. Now he becomes emotional. That's his moment. He's letting down what he knows to operate by. His operating system is down. Now he's in primal mode. This is when guys do bad things. Females are emotional. Touch this. Ooh, that's pretty. I like that color. Oh, okay, let's just go on an adventure. How are we going to get there? It doesn't really matter. We'll just live, just breathe. Let's go. Totally not how guys do it. But then, let's say he cheats on her. All right, I need Jim here by 7. I need you here by 5. I need you to pick up my stuff. Let's take the ice cube trays, the refrigerator, the bottom humidifier, and his dog. Okay, he'll be getting off at 5:15. That's when suddenly she becomes logical and protective, especially if she has her own kids, and especially if they're females, daughters, unless she's just really lost to the streets and she's a low-level prosty. So we're talking about average guys, average girls here. We're not talking about the extremes. Okay, so that's the beginning. Now, from there, depending on how he was raised, the average guy doesn't get vajayjay. He doesn't, because girls who are average put on makeup to elevate themselves physically by look, which is a trap. It's fraud, deceptions, deceit. I'm enhancing. You're enhancing a lie because that's not what you really look like. Guys, we don't have the luxury of putting on, I mean, I guess we could makeup to then make us look like us from a six to a nine. There's no amount of makeup I can put on and all of a sudden I'm just this 50 shades of gray. Like I'm above average, but I'm okay with that. It is what it is. I'm not a nine, I'm not a 10. I would like to think of myself as like a low level eight, but my intelligence may bring me up from there. Maybe a mid eight. Go with that. But girls, some of y'all, some of them, they put on makeup and now they have the attitude of a nine or a 10, or so they think. Because see, real nines and tens, they move like a woman. They don't have to. I'm outside. Yeah, bitch. I'm having a whole life. That's my best. They don't do those things. That is for court jester shit. That is the stuff that the cabal put in these videos, and they have these think tanks, and they pay females to act this way. And then there's the delusional females that act this way. And they're trying to turn all of the good girls or the quasi might be into hoes because they're miserable. They want you to be miserable. They don't have a man. They don't have money. They got played out. They got used, burned up. And on the way out, they're tainting everything and everybody that they can. And that, my friends, is why a lot of girls are foolish because they don't seem to understand that. They go, rah, rah, she rah, pussy power. And they don't want to listen to somebody like me who's been around the block. My girl even once said, she goes, well, she's very beautiful. She's like, you don't know women. La 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 la. I said, I must know women. If I've slept with over 100 of them, women, young ladies, people's moms, married women, girls in relationships, some of which I didn't know, all of them, in order for me to get all of them across the board, black, white, Asian, I must be pretty good at something about women. Now, I'm not saying I know what a woman feels like internally every day. That's a mystery that I enjoy loving to ponder about, and I give respect to that. But it also has to be given back. See, a lot of females out here, they think that they know a man. No, you know a male. See, in the male world, a lot of you females don't understand this. We don't look around and say every body with a dick is a man. This is one of the boy codes. This is our man code. Men recognize men when we walk in. There's a whole thing to it. Majority, if not all of the guys you've ever been with, including fathers, some of your fathers weren't dads, and some of those dads weren't real men. Just because you can father a kid doesn't make you a man. A man takes care of his responsibilities. I call those males who are adult in size but child minded, adult size boys. They're adult size, but they're still boy minded. Yeah, I said it. But it's the same thing for females out there. Just because you can birth a child doesn't mean you're a mom. It means you're a mother. And it doesn't make you a woman. It makes you an adult sized girl if you're still operating and talking about, yeah, whole phase, whole life, yeah, bitch, ooh, yeah, go ahead and cheat. And you're with females who are cheating on their husbands and whatever else, and you know about it. I'm not saying you have to say anything about it, but you're still kicking with them and you think that's cool or fun. Let's go on a girls' trip and hoe out. And I'm not saying guys should do it either, but what I'm saying is that for many years, girls condemned guys doing those things. Now some of y'all are doing it. And why? Because some other low-level prosty out there convinced you it was cool. Live your best life. You want to know what living your best life really is? It's subduing every carnal, not every, but damn near every carnal passion and whim. If I did everything I just wanted to do, my numbers would have been 5 times what they are. And I'm not necessarily saying I'm proud of my numbers. It was what it was at the time. I had no strong male leadership, so I was looking for a lot of love in females. But that's for another story. So why are guys not approaching? Okay, so now you know the foundation of how most guys are. They don't get sex. Girls, the average girls are elevating their own minds up here and living this fantasy world, thinking that they're really tens, but they're not. If I asked every girl out there to tell me who's a top-notch 10 bish, whoever that star is, and it's probably a star, not even somebody that she knows in real life, it doesn't look like you. You're not even on their level anywhere near. So how is she a 10, but you're a 10 too? You can feel how you want to feel about your person inside. That's you. That's your self-worth. But don't inflate your own numbers thinking that that means you're going to get a top-notch, high-quality guy. And guys, male or female, there's nothing wrong with average. Average means you are not on the bottom, you're in the middle. Ones above the middle, those are extremes. Those are the exceptions to the rule or to the case. Everybody can't be there. Everybody can't have that. There are also prices to pay for that. Girls, countless girls do I know, and sorry for this, but dress like a 10, mind of a 5 or a 6, and then they end up going out places and getting unwanted attention and getting essayed. You're trying to be something that you're really not. Guys out here going broke, unaliving themselves because they ran through all of their money on some chick or trying to be at the clubs popping bottles every weekend for what? As somebody who used to do that dumbass shit, and I know the owners of places, I almost bought a club myself. Let me tell you the truth. You look dumb. Sure, you're enjoying yourself. Sure, maybe you're never, but let me from financial perspective, all the money that I spent in the clubs and drinks and all other stuff and big tabs and all the other crazy shit, I could have bought my own place or had enough money for me and one or two of my other guys to get our own place. Me and my boys used to go to this one place so much and so often and spend so much money that we literally watched them afford new TVs, new pool tables, new carpet, new systems. They started cleaning their stuff because of the money we as a group spent there. But I digress. Let's get back into it. So why are guys not approaching females? Okay. You take the average guy, he's already knowing the average girl out there is not interested in him. He's not enough. He's not flashy. He doesn't go out all the time. He works hard. He's the kind of guy that's walking around right now that's making 70, 100, 250, $500,000 and you females don't even know because he's not flashy. When he looks at you and you look like you're expensive. See, a lot of these girls are like, "Oh, I'm high value. I'm high value." No, you're expensive, bitch. That's it. And you know who are expensive bitches? Prossies. So you've disqualified yourself by how you walk. Yeah, but no man should tell me how I can dress. We're not. You should be modest enough to know that if you have your girls completely hanging out, and I'm all for, matter of fact, to help the female win her case because she was at the beach with her titties out. I'm all for the titties coming out. Let's not get this mistaken. But if you go out looking like you're expensive, you can be bought. You have no modesty. You're not going to get a high value or real man, not even a good average man. You're going to get the kind of guys who pump and dump you. How do I know that? Because look at some of your past. Look at what you got right now. You got kids, one or two or three. no baby daddies around, they ain't paying nothing, or whatever it is. Sorry, the truth hurts. Tear gone, crying, sad no more. Not knocking your life. I'm just saying you have low discernment. You don't know how to make good decisions. Generally, females are emotional creatures. They do not normally, not all, make good physical, real world decisions. You have low discernment, especially if you don't have a good, solid father figure, uncle, or whatever else around. Because since you were a little girl and your breast started developing, guys have been trying to get at you. So you have a false sense of reality. Here's the thing, girls, females are born with inherent worth. Guys, we have to build that shit amongst other men who are keeping track and judgment of us. Not stopping us, but just like, yep, you ain't there yet. Yep, you ain't there yet. So when a real man comes before another man, he knows the work mentally, physically, socially, financially, economically, spiritually, feminine. We know that you've been through all of this. You still ain't perfect, but man, you got into the room. You made it into the back room. Now, females may not really look at this. A lot of females just tend to be catty, talk behind each other's backs, and then secretly, which has happened to me countless times, you're with one girl, and then her friends go, "Ooh, I don't think she realized what she got there. I'm trying to get some of that. I'm trying to have some. Yeah, I'm going to put it on him." So the average guy out there is not trying to look like a baller or this or that because he wants an average good girl, the girl next door who's a little prettier. Now, don't get me wrong, if he can smash or pay to smash something finer, he will. But once he's in a good relationship, he's not going anywhere because guys are slower to really fall in love. It takes us a long time, which is why it hurts. And then we have our moment of emotional breakdown and chaos because now you're getting the ape, you're getting the gorilla, because females control and manipulate emotions and males, and they try to manipulate each other to a certain degree every day, but y'all can see through your own shit. So you kind of both laugh and go, but you know what it is. Guys, let's start with financially. Financially, if a guy sees that you are trying to dress the part, but your car ain't shit, your house ain't shit, you don't take care of your kids looking raggedy. We're already like, I don't want those problems. You start off with, I don't go to that place, or I'm not. What he's really thinking is, if he's a good guy, this is where it's going to be all the time. She's going to want to go and eat at all the fancy places, all the expensive restaurants. I'm not, nope. The only guys who participate in that are your Tyrones, your fuckboys, your Chads, and wealthy playboys. Why? Because they can afford to do it. And if they're hood mamakas, they're going to take you out one or two times just to get the vajayjay. That's it. I'm just going to give you the illusion and then I'm going to digmatize you and you ain't going nowhere because I'm going to smash your guts out. I want to feed you to my mattress. I'm trying to make the Punani tsunami explode. And then he's got you. Now you're invested. But because you didn't realize the game, he's got you hooked until he doesn't want you anymore. And then once he gets bored with you, then it's on to the next one. Because guys who are too smooth, too good with women, which is what you girls like, they have something that the female market is pining for: money, dick, safety status. And when a guy excels in any one of those areas, girls go goo goo gaga and forget about whoever they're with sometimes. I've been there. I've been in positions where when I was single, girls would be like, I'm on my way over. I'm like, for what? Like, you've earned this pussy. Damn. Oh, yeah. Aren't you still dating or married or whatever? Like, gosh, don't ruin it. Just I'm on my way. Okay. So I've seen the light side and the dark side of the female psyche. I was raised a majority of the time, 98% pretty much, by females. I've seen it all. Money, cash, hoes, and draws. I've seen it all. So financially, if a guy sees that you're expensive out of the gate, he's done. Now, some of these don't matter to some average guys, but we're talking about all of the things that I can think of off the fly. This is not pre-recorded. This is just me thinking. So if you can support her lifestyle, a lot of females like that. The average guy is like, well, what kind of lifestyle do you have? Is it too dangerous? Is it adventurous? You're trying to be in the hood, trying to go places where cats got that blick, that thing, that heater, that whatever? No, man. No average guy wants that. Now, sometimes guys can be lured in by the vajayjay and we'll be like, yeah, man, we're going to that one sketchy club again, but yeah, the one where guys be grabbing the girls' hands and pulling them, and then now I either have to have my thing or I don't, and then I'm caught ass out with it, and his all of his boys work there, or whatever. We don't, guys, good guys don't want that type of adventure. We really don't. When we're young and stupid and all we see is vajayjay in our face, we're like, it's a little adventure, should be okay. But as you grow up into being a man, we do not want that at all. Zero. Nada. Because when you mature into a man, you're not a man until your mind goes, yeah, the pussy's not worth it, bro. Nope, I'm good. When that day happens, that male or adult sized boy or player, which rarely happens, and most players don't change until they get old, as old men. And then when their dick stops working, they suddenly go, well, you know what? I think I'm, better at eating pussy, and you know, uh, I need a special girl to have a connection with, and that is true. But that is the onset of them stepping down because they now their options. See, the top-notch guys out there, their option when they have the options of the world, they're outside doing whatever. When their dick starts to not work, that's the first time those guys who've had the run of the market because they got the monkey arm holding an apple, and girls will flock to that. Let me tell you, you don't you don't even know. Let your girl tell her girlfriends what you got. You finna see the real female psyche. Believe that. So guys don't want a girl who's trying to fight. He wants one who can be a lady in the streets and a freak in the sheets. So for us guys too, sexuality. If she's too promiscuous, we don't like that because it comes with STDs, comes with baby daddies, pH problems, gross cottage cheese stuff growing on the vajayjay. Oh yeah, I know about all that stuff. Yep. It comes with I got to drop her off. Now I got to see all the 10 or 12 or 15 guys that ran through her. I got to hear about this guy over here talking about, oh yeah, I used to hit that, or your girl's she's a high price, anybody can buy her, or she's a stripper, or she used to suck this nigga and all, and I man, me and my guys ran a train. We don't want that. We might want that to smash ourselves and raw dog and be clean. Always wear condoms, guys, and take your condom with you. P.S. But we don't want to keep that. If a guy has two cars, one really nice classic and one beater, but it's got a nice engine and goes fast, he'll beat the piss out of the one that's the beater, and he's going to treat lovingly, beautifully, and beat it up a little bit the other one. One is for fun, one is for keeps. But when a lot of you females out there are trying to be fun, you're not going to almost ever lose that fun mental process, the visualization, the attitude. You're not going to be able to bond. And then now you want to kind of be somewhat like the good girl. It doesn't work. You can't put dog shit in a cake, stir it up, and then be like, here, eat it. It's good. No. And I also don't want to eat some random girl's pussy I just met. I don't even need her to suck my neck. But if she wants to, cool. But I'm not eating it. I'm not going to ingest all of your juices and bacteria and semen and whatever else. Because, ladies, when You let these guys raw dog you, you do realize that that DNA goes inside of you forever, right? It's now bonding into your DNA like Spider-Man symbiote. Now you wonder why your pH is off, why your thoughts are off, why your kids kind of have some traits of the one dude, but it's the other guys. Your energy is off because you're a temple and you're letting in these evil spirits or all these men's DNA and whatever spirits, family trauma and whatever else they have into your body and into your mind. It corrupts you on such a level you become feral and you start to take on some of those traits and you don't know why. Matter of fact, you can't even see what we as good guys see when we look at you. As good guys, we are studying how you move, you walk, you talk, who you mess around with, who you let get close, how close you let guys get, all of that. So we'll call that the outside vernacular or girl. We Another reason why we don't approach is because when we see you and we see how you let guys get at you, you got your drink unattended, you let anybody just get you a drink. You got guys putting their arm on you, putting your hands around your waist, and you got a boyfriend. We're seeing all that. Ho, out of the gate, how you move, it's one of three ways: good girl, hoe, or fun good girl. That's it. That's all we see. And if you're a fun good girl, that can be fun. But we also want to see that you're good. But then we really get to see, depending on you, just how much fun people have had with you and how much fun you are when you go out. If I take you to the club and you know the DJ and the door guys and you get free drinks and it's nope. I already know it's bad. And then my mind goes into I'm just gonna smash this. And the moment I see her on that shit, I'm out. And this is why fights become so explosive because he starts to like you sexually, but not how you operate in the real world. So now he's conflicted. Man, the vajayjay is good. A lot of guys don't even talk about the female like the rest of there's a rest of her. Man, I like that vajay, man. That should be thrown in here now, man. That's wild. But bro, we go out, we fight, and every time we drink or we go out, she runs into some nigga that she knows. Ah, dude, man, that's how it goes. So for those reasons, we're not going to approach. And now let's see, once again, I kind of talked about this earlier. Now you got kids. So let's say you got one, two, or three kids. Now it's you don't have time, or we do go out and you want to cram everything in to one night because you're a single mom. So you seem desperate. You always want to go out. We can't spend no damn home time and alone time. Your kids don't respect the guy, or we'll say we'll use me. So your kids don't respect me. I got a real dad. It's hard to get close to them. The sons want their real dad, but if they're young enough to they'll entertain you a little bit, and then they grow up and then they want to meet and see their real dad. Had that happen to me 5 or 6 times, no problem, no discussion. The daughters, to me, it's always been weird getting close to another man's daughter because people are creepy these days. And even though I wouldn't be on that, it seems a little weird. So for me, I just provide the area so that if they want to come to me, then I'm there. I will, like my current girl, pay for their stuff. I'll take, if they need something, they want to come, I got you. But I'm not going to actively try to get close to another man's daughter. Now, what my apple-headed bitch ex baby mama is doing, nothing I can do about it. But any guy out there who's with her, understand this. She's keeping me from my kid. Get her pregnant. You don't think she's going to do the same thing to you? No, because you got the magic stick, right? Trust me, I've got the magic stick too. And that does not stop any female when she really is determined she wants to do something or she wants new, bigger, and different. That's how it goes. Never think you're going to fully dickmatize all the girls all the time. It always works. No exceptions. Doesn't work that way. Another reason why guys don't approach girls is if we can tell or see that you've had a lot of guys or guys with big D's, we're thinking, well, she's probably used to that. And say you're average or less than average, those guys are definitely going to be like, yeah, no, I'm intimidated by that. Because so many girls out there make it sound like that's all that they care about, but not the good girls. Good girls just, does it go in? Does it fit? Do you love me? Yes, everything is fire. But you got these low level prossies out there who are warping females' minds and disparaging good guys' minds by going, oh, yeah, girl, I had a guy with a big dick. He was like 9, 10, a foot long, and woo, woo, woo. So then other girls are like, oh, really? That must be it. And then you meet girls who really, now there's the hoes who really do love that. That's what they're used to. Knowing that the vagina is only 3 or 4 inches deep, you don't need 9 or 10 inches. Can the vagina, can the whole mechanism take that? Yeah, babies can come out of there. Hell, I've seen videos where guys put their head in there or their arm. So yeah, a lot of girls are missing out on good guys because they're like, well, he doesn't make enough money. His dick ain't big enough. Okay, well, if he's not big enough, maybe it's your vagina, your wizard sleeve pussy is too big. Because I've been with some virgins. I couldn't even get a finger in there. So at some point in time, either you or the guys that you let run through you wrecked your shit. And guys don't want that. We might use it. It's like finding a glove. If I find a glove that fits out in the wilderness, but I'm not gonna, I don't want to keep it. It's not my special glove. It's not my favorite glove. I didn't break the glove in. Too much truth. Either this is going to apply to a good number of average people out there, or it's not. And if it hurts, then there must be some truth. That's some place where you need to work on you. Now, I agree with a lot of the things that Kevin Samuels said, God rest his soul, but not all of it. Hell, even what is that? Fresh and Fit. I've watched their channel. A lot of truth there. But was there also a little condescending attitude in there? A little misogyny and whatever else? Yeah, that's not cool. So a lot of their messages I like. Tonight Show with Kitty. I like Kitty. Kitty's 99% on point every time. Trip, I think that's what his name is. The brother on there, very wise, very smart, very articulate. But he said some. He's probably 80% on point, but he said some dumbass shit too. To each their own. Everybody's going to have their own way of looking at it. At the end of the day, it's about who's effective and what works for you. And if you want to be a hoe, be a hoe. If you want to be a good girl, there's nothing wrong with being a good girl your entire life. You're not missing anything because you didn't swallow 20 dicks. You never had a big 10-inch one or whatever. You don't have to see. For me, I was the good dude, passed over and skipped, but all my friends were getting vajayjay left and right. So I fell into them and I was like, you know what? Fuck, I'm just going to be just like them. Seems to be that girls seem to like, the bad boy and whatever else. So for years, that's who I was until where now I am, we'll say retired, good dude, but I still have some of those bad boy tendencies, which my girl knows about. So I try to keep those in place. That's me subduing my passion. I've had enough females and positions and things where there's pretty much nothing out there I haven't done. The problem for that with guys like me then is that when you meet a female and you have a desire or a taste, there might be some things that she doesn't want to do. And why? Why would she not want to do those things? because some other guy ruined it. And then this is a problem for guys like me who want to then settle down. It's because maybe she doesn't like this, or this. Maybe she only wants to have sex for 20 minutes. She doesn't like it. Maybe some girls don't, say in her butt or whatever else. So now I'm dealing with not only the energy, DNA of countless other dudes, the traits and characteristics that are now in her that she may not even realize, her disposition in intercourse, whereas I might have been able to convince her by going slow, careful, lovingly, or breaking her in a certain way. But now I have to deal with all the things she wants. So now I'm jeopardized. Now, let's get into the feral or for ferocity of certain females. Certain females are feral. Fuck. They're out there in these streets. They got bad dispositions. They've been ran through. They had no good father figure. I don't need a dad. You start talking about them, they want to cry and break down. Um, Mom did her best, but mom was kind of, scatterbrain and in survival mode, and she raised her kids, but they didn't grow up right. Whatever it is, when somebody is feral, they don't even realize that they have problems and issues. They then want to turn around and say, well, I feel like you have a problem with me and you're personally attacking me, so you're the problem. No, sweetheart, you're the problem. See, a feral cat that's lived outside its entire life was never meant to live inside the house where there's rules. The ones who stay outside, the ones who enjoy being outside, are hoes. Hoes were never meant to get married. Hoes were meant to be useful as hoes, and that's it. Guys were never supposed to fall in love with hoes. Guys were never supposed to marry hoes. Guys were never supposed to be with girls who claim to be good but then have a hoe side. You're almost never going to be fully functional and healthy if you try to embody good girl traits with hoe tactics and a whole mindset. Once again, it's my dog shit cake theory. If you mix dog shit in the cake is just no good. But can you be redeemed? Can you change? Yes, you can stop. You can change. You can move. You can change your mindset. And if you can get away from the people who know your reputation and whatever else, yes. But the damage has been done. So once again, why don't guys approach is because when we guys can usually tell these types of girls, how can we spot a damaged girl like that? If I go out, and this may sound wrong, but this is the truth. If I go out and I see a girl, I'm watching how she dresses. I'm seeing who's around her. I'm seeing how comfortable she is when she's alone. I'm looking to see, does she have kids? How does she treat her kids? How do her kids respond to her? I'm also looking for tattoos and piercings. Not that any of this means that because you have them, you're a bad girl. It means that these are usually indicators because a lot of girls who go through trauma tattoo their body in some type of form of cleansing ritual notification of I survived something and this is my marker for that period or chapter in my life. And that doesn't mean all, but especially if she overdoes it, she's a little too flashy, a little too out there, a little too look at me, a little too, quick to be like, hey, bitch, hey. My mind automatically places her in the whole category. Most guys do this. The only difference is that most guys are going to say this because they're trying to get some vajayjay. Now, I'm not single, so I can be open about these things. I've also crossed over from being the good guy to the bad guy to being both. But I control that, if you want to say, bad boy side. The allure, let's be honest here, is the allure still there? Yeah. I go out even with my girlfriend and she gets guy attention and I get girl attention. We have an understanding. We're both in similar places in our life through things we've been through. It takes a lot of work. After having experienced, for me, so many flavors of ice cream, that bad boy spirit is still within me and goes, I could get that, or I'm getting approached by younger, prettier, whatever girls who want to have babies or want to get married or whatever it is. But a real man, if he's focused with his woman, has to subdue. This is something that I have that a lot of average guys don't have because they haven't had many flavors of ice cream. I'm talking to one guy about the different looks of different vaginas, and probably shouldn't even say this, but at one point in time, I was so smooth with it. Like I could tell if a girl had shaved. I could tell basically what her vagina looked like based on her body characteristics, all that kind of stuff. I know it sounds like wizardry, but that's where I was. So the average guy has never had that. So this guy's listening to me and he's like looking at me like I'm just a demon. And I probably was for that period of my life. And he's like, man, I've only been with two girls, and I've never seen areolas like that, or nipples long, or where she had a longer clit, or I was like, oh yeah, this and that. Now I'm not bragging. This is all old stuff, whatever else, and I'm retired. And as long as my woman wants me to be retired, I'm definitely retired. So when we guys go out and we see all that, we're looking for the signs. Sometimes we don't see them. Just like, hey, ladies, you guys have poor discernment. Sometimes we good guys have poor discernment too. That's why sometimes you ladies can go, "Ooh, he's with a oh, you don't even know it." Mm-mm-mm. Same things happens to us, especially because if we are guys and we didn't have a mom around, guys who don't have a good mom or a mom at all around tend to be more crude with females, become hunters of females, and then don't regard females as being really like people, just as conquests. So you take a girl who's never had a good father figure around, you have a guy who was raised to basically be a womanizer, peanut butter, meat, jelly. Now she gets used and abused. Now all men are bad. No, they're not. You picked a boy. You picked an adult sized boy, and you're the problem because your discernment in how to pick a good male, because you don't know in your head, because you've never seen the difference, that a guy who's sweating you down, trying to be a little too smooth and impress you, so just being himself and cool, average, calm is the way to go. You don't know that. But those guys are boring. Those guys built the world. Those guys are going to be there for you on your deathbed. Those guys, when they pass away, they're going to leave you everything. Those are the guys who are going to love you when you take off that 20 ounces of makeup and he really sees what you look like for the first time. I've slept with some females, some women. They took off their makeup, and I swear I didn't bring that home. The body looks the same. The face ain't right. And I'm like, is I that drunk? The So another thing that we look at, not only is your demeanor and whatever else, but how much makeup you're wearing. This is why we've good guys have said this. Only the bad boys like females who are over makeup. Why? Because over makeup chicks look like hookers. Too much makeup. We know your face isn't that damn perfect. Why would you want a man who looks at you and goes, with your fake ass face, why would you want a guy who only wants you because your fake ass face is what he's attracted to? Are you some of you females so desperate you put on a fake face to get a guy, you boost the girls up, you got your butt sticking out as much as possible, and then this guy wants to take you home, and then because you were wearing a slutty dress, you looked easy, you looked like the fun girl in the crowd, and then you wonder why he doesn't want to stay when he sees your real face and you slept with him on the first night or whatever, within the first month. He's like, you've probably done this with other guys. I'm not special. Thanks for the pussy. Why would you want a guy who falls for the fake version of you? That should be a turnoff. But you're so desperate, you're so needy, you were so lonely, just had to have some D. Couldn't take couldn't take care of yourself. Couldn't just go buy a vibrator. You had to get out there. I'm missing life. Now you got one kid, two kid, three kid, four kid, one little, two little, three little. You want a guy who fell in lust with the illusion of you. You've got a good, better girl mindset, but you want to look a little hoish to attract the guys. When I go out of the house, I don't wear my $2,000 or $3,000 suits. I don't wear my nice shoes. I don't even, move, use my car. I want a female who looks at me and goes, I like this guy. He looks nice and he dresses a little nicer, but he seems just normal. Now, I'll be honest to tell you, I don't need people trying to track me down. I'm not a millionaire by no means. Just because you're on YouTube doesn't make you a millionaire or whatever else. Probably make a little bit over average. That's where I'm at. But when you girls find these traits that you want, and then for the love of God, stop letting these males that you just move in with you. That's a bad sign. Why doesn't he have his own apartment or his own house? Bad sign. Why are you then allowing him to be around your kids, especially your daughters? A lot of these guys tend to try to see girls don't understand. All of us guys, we are on drugs. That drug is called testosterone. That drug makes you a sexual vampire. Every male, if he has testosterone, he's got the sex drive. Girls have it too. Ours doesn't turn off until we're in our late 50s, 60s, sometimes 70s. When that happens, then the guy changes and he slows down. But inside of us is a sex fire that you may not give him the opportunity, but he has thought about having sex with you. Every guy around you. Every guy. Maybe not your father, because now he's, but some of them do, sadly. But when you got a father's like, oh my God, my daughter's developing, he does this, it's because he's like, no brain, don't even think about it. Don't, nope, nope, nope. He may not want to say it, and it may sound harsh or weird, but I'm gonna say the shit that guys aren't gonna say. It's a fact. This guy's around your daughter. He's looked at them and been like, nope. If he's a good guy, he's like, nope, 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 don't. I don't see him that way. Nope. But his brain was like, I see titties and booty. Face is looking cute. But a real man subdues any form of those thoughts, conditions himself to be like, no, I'm not looking at them that way. Even if we didn't want to look at them that way, the moment we make eye contact, our brain, because the testosterone instinctually goes sexual judging mode activated. We're like, what? What happened? What'd you turn on? Oh, nope. This is why when one man gets around another man, we know all of these things about each other and we respect each other if they're good men. Like me and one of my good guys, Justin, this is how we are. My guy, Sean, a couple other guys, my guy, Antoine, numerous other guys, my guy, Liberty. There's a number of other guys where we're like, we've done the work. We have kids, we've got daughters or whatever else. And we're like, I know you're a man, so I know what you're thinking probably when looking at my daughter or my girl. And I know you're able to subdue that. I don't trust you 100%, but I trust you enough that you can come over by my house because I'm going to do the same for you. So when we see that you let guys have access to you, your kids, your money, and we hear you telling us stories about how you got ran through, you tell us stories. And yes, when we hear your stories, we're listening, we're gauging. You dated all these horrible guys. You had no winners in there. You had no winners. You had no 5 star. You let all of these guys fall into an illusion of you. You gave them the best years. You gave them the first hit on the vagina, which is something that we guys we want is a good girl, but if you're a hoe, we're just like, well, I guess I'll get my turn in line. Whatever. Not a biggie. And you have no 5-star reviews. No guy that you dated was worth you staying with. But you picked all of these guys. What? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. Do you understand how insane that is that you let 12 guys run through you and you have nothing to show for it? And we, as guys, we look at that. When we start hearing your numbers and your different stories, and you're like, 2 different baby daddies, 3 different baby daddies. That's these 3 guys. Sounds like none of them took the vajayjay, so I had a fourth. Go on. That guy essayed you. Okay. This guy was you almost got married to. This guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. So you have your discernment about your body health and mentality, you girls love crystals, your energy. You can always tell when a guy's cheating, but you couldn't tell these guys were horrible picks. One girl in one of my videos goes, because I had a meme and it was a girl sitting on Ronald McDonald's lap, a statue. And I said, girls picking out their future baby daddies. And this girl, chick, we're going to call her an adult sized girl. She goes, well, there ain't a lot of great guys to pick from. Then don't pick them. You're not a Pokemon. You don't need to collect them all. You don't need to collect all the dicks. Be single. Work on yourself. I may have told you guys that I've been with more than my fair share of females out there. This is true. But you've never asked the real question. How many have I actually dated and was in a loving, committed relationship with? And now the fifth one is the one I'm with now, which has been the best, though turbulent, inclement weather, but healing and revealing relationship. That's it. So true relationships, that's it. Not here to compare numbers and blah, blah, blah. I'm just giving you guys some overstanding. So as guys, these are all reasons why. And sure, some ladies out there be like, oh, so he went through all those other females and then like now he's condemning other guys. Yeah, because I grew up. So you raised all these other girls' numbers and you're gonna shit on them? I'm not shitting on them. And I thank each and every one of them for what they for our interchange, for teaching me. It helped me. See, this is one of the reasons why guys, if they do go through girls, is to become better at learning. It wasn't all just straight, hey, how you doing sex. It was friendships. Some of my friendships were 20 years. There's one girl I was friends with 20 years and I liked her the entire time. I always burned a candle for her and she never gave it up. But she gave it up to losers. And then one day she was like, okay, I want some of that dick. You've earned this pussy. Let's go. Okay. But I learned a lot about how to treat females, women, hoes, whatever. I learned that language. Sadly, it was, well, no, sadly, that aspect of it was the sexual language interaction, what triggers a female, what she's looking for, what she wants to hear. The other stuff was relationship, needs, wants, emotional support. So there are females that don't understand that I have a better full picture of females. Because, like, even when I tell my girl, you've never dated females, you don't know what that aspect is. You've never gotten down with females to know what that whole aspect and game is like. You can only assume because of you and your experience, but your experience are with males, not with females. I don't have any, nor do I want sexual language with males. I don't know how they are in the bed and like forceful and meek and this. I don't. Females, I know. So some areas I don't have experience and I don't want, nor do I need that. It doesn't serve me. But if I wanted to, not that guys have not propositioned me, and let me tell you, some of these guys have definitely made their interest in me known, we'll just say. Okay. Even some surprising people I didn't think were bisexual. But hey, it's whatever. I don't trip on anybody. I just have my preferences. So, ladies, girls, women, prosties, jump downs, virgins, whatever you guys are, protect yourselves. The good ones, I don't even, this is not even for the good ones. The good ones already know all this. They live it. And to that, thank you for being courageous enough to do that. To the ones who've gotten a little older and have learned, you finally get it. Your merit badge is in the mail. Thank you for finally getting here. The ones who are in the middle, which is this is mostly for, do you, boo boo. But understand that if you let other bitter females give you their advice is going to lead you to where they are. If you listen to a shitty teacher long enough, you become shitty. And then you become a teacher. And then you become a shitty teacher unless you change the equation. Because we guys are watching. We walk up to girls now. One girl in this video was like, "Oh, you better cash at me if you want to talk to me." Oh, so you're a prostitute. Okay, cool. Okay, just a low level prostitute. Even though you look like that, okay. Turn off. Women have said, "Stop hitting on us. We just want to be left alone. I just want to be able to go to the store without being hit on." Okay. So guess what you told? Guess who are the only guys who listen? Good guys. Girls saying, "Guys, don't say no in the bedroom," and they just no, good guys do. We do listen. I am a man who stopped when she's like, "No, don't put it there," or "It's a little too hard," or whatever. Or you could have warned me. Good guys do listen, but most of you have never had a good guy. You called that good guy boring, or you should, or you find a good guy and you're like, "Well, you should be more in the bedroom." Okay, we can. Some guys don't have it in them because they're good guys. You guys like me, I have to tame myself because, well, I was with a lot of wild girls. Some girls taught me some things. And some of these females want money. You don't want to go on a simple, nice date. It's too cheap, too inexpensive. So, guys, stop. The moment she gives you that attitude or that demand, get out of there. It's a trap. So, girls have been like, we don't feel comfortable around males and men and la la. No, you don't feel comfortable around the creepy guys and the bad guys. The good guys are minding their own business. They make a little eye contact. You don't seem interested. Okay, bye. That's it. If you smile and you look at him, play with your hair, you say hi, you invite him in, he'll come over. But we guys are not getting the credit for doing all the work and paying the bills and taking care of your kids, your mistakes, you're this, you're that. We're tired of that shit. We're done. Should I not make it with my girl right now? I don't think unless the next female is a woman of whatever legal age, my standards are going to be so high. I'll smash everything from here to Nantucket and say, fuck it, like I used to. If it doesn't, should it not work out with me and her? But I'm not going back to a relationship unless she is high value. And I don't mean financially high value. I mean in her morals, in her ethics, in her body count. If a body count, I want a female with low miles on her, not something that has been ran through around the block by all my guys and guys that I run into years later or whatever else, and then looking like I'm the laughing stock because I got the last shitty apple in the barrel and I'm trying to love it, guys will ride you all day. When we see you out with that kind of girl, we're like, and then that lowers us in the male world. We're the laughing stock. We don't want to be embarrassed by the chick we get. I don't want to be kissing my girl and some dude over is like, yeah, that's the bitch sucked my dick last week, dog. This dick is kissing it. No. High value guys don't want that. Average guys, we can get over that, but it's gonna, and especially if you girls tell us, oh, I've had a guy who was bigger than you or had more money than you, had bigger muscles or whatever. We're paying attention to all of this. And when you compare us mentally, dick, muscles, financially, whatever, this guy, he would go skydiving with me, and this guy would go to the fair with me, and this guy ate my pussy at Great America in the bath. We're hearing everything we need to know about you. But here's the thing, that's okay. Females, low level prostitutes, I'm not saying you need to change. You're not the problem. If you hide it, then you're the problem. Guys, you're the problem. When you choose them, when you've seen the red flags and you said, well, I'm still gonna try to get some of that anyway. And then you stay, and then you think you're gonna change her. She's feral. Outside cats do not belong inside the house. Good girls out there, if you don't want to be hurt, have better discernment. Feral male cats outside don't belong in your house and in your life. You can put a little food out for them, but you're inviting them to stay. You know why they're that smooth with the ladies? Because they've been through a lot of ladies. And though for a guy that can help him to become better at learning females, because he should have some female interaction, if he seems like he gets girls, he gets girls. If he seems like he's too smooth, why isn't he with a girl right now if he's so smooth? Oh, he's looking for the right one. See, for guys, female numbers build up our ability to either get girls or to talk to females. Girls building up dick numbers, other than teaching us sexual hoe tricks, I've never seen where a girl had 5 to 10 or 20 bodies or more and it benefited her relationship in a positive way, other than for sex in the bedroom. And even still yet, some of them I've been with, and they were horrible in the bed. They just laid there. They didn't know how to ride. They didn't know how to suck. They didn't know how to take it. They didn't know how, they weren't flexible. How are you a hoe or a low level prostitute or a stripper and you're not flexible? Now, I'm sorry, if you're a hoe out there, and this might be wrong. Maybe this is too much for YouTube. And I'm not saying you have to like it, but if you're a hoe, and I've been with girls who are good girls who were into butt stuff or did this or went from vagina to the mouth. And I'm not talking about butts and mouth, that's gross. Okay. Some things I just don't know. But how are you a hoe or a stripper or this or that, and you don't do freaky, kinky stuff? To a guy, that is mind boggling because when we see that, and then you're like, no, I don't really do that. You're like, what? Because when we see you dressing, walking, talking, acting like you're a hoe or a stripper or a prosty or whatever else, your girls are that way, or any combination thereof, we're thinking, like, man, she must do it all. And then you find out that's not true. And that's okay if you don't want to do those things. I'm just saying, if you're walking down the street, ladies, and you see a guy and you're nervous about him, and you turn your head and you see a guy, a police officer, and you're like, hey, officer, this guy looks like he's going to try to get me. He's going to hurt me. He's going to rob me. And he's like, I'm not a cop. And you're like, yeah, you are. And he's like, no, I'm not. And you're like, yeah, you're dressed like a cop. And he's like, yeah, I just dress like this. Doesn't mean I'm a cop. And she's like, well, why would you dress like that? That's confusing. Now, maybe some of you females don't agree with that analogy, but for the male mind, that's what it is. So, as I conclude, ladies, these are the reasons that we look at. Maybe some of you say, oh, he's overcomplicated. He's looking at everything. Because guys are logical. We're going to look at all the aspects and the parameters of an event. When guys go on a trip, we get how many days we're going. We have a couple extra clothes, a couple extra pair of underwear. We do, unless we're broke and dusties or something like that. The average good guy, how much is going to cost to get there? How much is going to cost when we get there? How much is going to cost to get back? What happens if we need these emergencies? Are we driving? Are we flying? Are we doing? We're looking at all these things, and then when we get there, we try to let our emotional side relax us and be there, be in the present, just enjoy it, turn the brain off. A lot of females don't plan vacations and do things. Oh, girl, it's $1,200. Just get your money up. We'll see what happens when they get there. Don't worry about it. We'll figure it out. And don't get me wrong, that can be fun and that has worked and can work. But then when problems happen, now suddenly females want to be logical. Okay, girl, I'm gonna need to call Big Dick Rick because he's got some friends down here. I need to call James because he's got some money. I need to maybe we can do suddenly. So that's how it is. That's the balance. So it's amazing that males and females get along, and this is why guys are supposed to be protectors of females, and we are. Otherwise, if it was the world was in shambles right now, every female better bolt your door, get a dog and a gun and a sword because even good guys are going to be animalistic if things were to hit the fan. Believe that. Ask any of your guy friends and watch them kind of laugh or go, huh, don't believe me? Ask. And ladies, for the love of God, stop thinking your male friends, you're stronger than them. 90% of the time, you're not. We were just taught since we were kids to be easy when wrestling with you, easy when having with you, and all other stuff. Stop that delusion. I'm not saying all girls are weak or that they can't beat some guys. I'm just saying stop that average thought. Stop thinking because you get to slap him or whatever else and push him. It's not because he's scared. It's not because he's a punk. He's not afraid of you. He just doesn't want to go to jail. He doesn't want a ticket. He doesn't want to be locked up, can't have access to a vagina, and then you're out there giving it to somebody else. But don't think that he can't defend himself. He can. He has the right. He doesn't have the right to pummel you, but he has the right to defend himself, whether it's one slap, a push, or a hit to get you off of him to stop. Absolutely. Especially if he's left and he's trying to leave the scenario, which is what a good guy does. So I digress. Males are logical with moments of emotion. Females are emotional with moments of logic, generally. So understand, ladies and guys have better discernment. And ladies, this is why guys are no longer trying to approach females because we don't want the headache of all of this. And lastly, here's another thing, guys. If you didn't know this, this may sound messed up, but I'm gonna say it how I say it. For most females, if you're not attractive to them, you're annoying, you're boring, you're not interesting, you have no worth, you're basically invisible. If you don't have anything obvious that benefits certain types of females, you've got nothing to offer. And you approaching them, ladies, this is how we see it. You approaching them is harassment. Ladies have said this across the board. Luckily, we have enough good guys who've built a society where a female has the option to say, leave me alone. And 99% of the time, that's where it stops. There are certain places in the world or in history where that was not an option. And it's still supported today by those very same good guys a lot of females ignore and call boring. They keep the system's wheels going. Respect that. Believe that. Doesn't mean that women don't help. They do. Majority of the hardest jobs are done by males, period. It's in the numbers. A lot of females don't like the numbers, they go by feel. So I feel like you're wrong if you disagree with that information, but you're entitled to do that because God bless America. So guys out of the gate are like, if she's into me, she likes me, all she has to do is say hi and come over. We usually can do the rest if we're interested. But now a lot of guys, even if they're interested, they're like, I don't want to take the chance because guys have been accused of doing things that they didn't do. And the court systems love that because the courts are in favor of the females most of the time. So guys don't want a headache. They don't want a ticket. They don't want the problem. Matter of fact, some guys are so used to not getting hit on now that some of these girls are trying to hit on average guys. They're like, yeah, okay, this is high school all over again. You're gonna, oh, I'm not really interested. Or you're gonna try to drain me for my money or laugh at me. You're not, you're gonna play again. I don't want it. Now, this is average. This is not every scenario. But girls find guys who are attractive, who are trying to talk to them. That's okay and welcoming. But if a female doesn't like you or thinks you're ugly, then it's harassment. We as guys don't know if you find us attractive. And that's stupid. And to finish off, stupidly, ladies, you guys doing this on the camera and I'm one of you guys, that's not you shooting your shot, stupid. This would be shooting your shot if you guys are the man and I'm the woman. This is what we need to see. Hi. I just want to let you know you're handsome. Thanks. We need that. That's approval. If we don't get that, we don't think you're interested. I'll talk to you later.